Hi guys, my name is Rahul Mishra. I am from team CloudyML, and today we are going to learn strings in Python, how to assign a string methods. So let's get started. So let me first define a variable here. I say my string. Let's just take simple cloudy ML name. So you can see that here I have used double quote to define a string. Instead, I could also say single with single quote CloudyML. This is also okay. So let me just show you by ways to define string. If I just say my string two and instead of double quote, I say single quote. This will also work it out, and let's say I define it like this, my string 3. I can also use triple quote actually. Let's just check. I have never done it, but I know it works. So let me just print all three strings. My string 1, print my string 2, and then print my string 3. So you can see that I have used three ways here to define a string. And I will show you, like, I will tell you like why we use even triple quote. Actually, using triple quote, you can also comment something. For example, let me just, you can see that all three ways are working fine. There's no issue. I could also use this triple quote thing here, just to explain that what I'm doing here. Like here we are learning about strings. So you can see that this is a way of commenting, like multi-line comment. Normally we comment on one line using this pound sign, but here I'm commenting on multi-line, and I can write even more on multi-line. We are having fun. You can see that this is a way of commenting also, but in the same way I can also use it as a string here. And so this is about creating string. Now let's say I would like to concatenate some strings like we did arithmetic operation previously. Let's say I would like to create like my string 1. mm, let's say I love, and my string 2, uh, data science. Now if I would like to concatenate it, I can concatenate since my both variables are of string types. As we have seen earlier, like class string, it tells you when you check that type. And I can simply say my string 1 plus my string 2. It will work fine since we are using collab. Since we are using collab, sometimes you actually don't need to print it. You can simply print it like this. You can just simply run. But normally, if you are using IDE, I mean PyCharm, Studio Code, then you need to print. So just to avoid confusion, I am printing it. And let me tell you, like there's one issue you can see here is after love, there's no space. Why it happened? Because it concatenated like this, and here there's no space. Here there's no space, so there's no space in the output. Just to avoid this, you can do two things. Let me just copy this. One way is you create one space here, and then you print this again. You you can simply print it again. This is one way. Now it's better. Another way is another way is there's one term called \n. There's This is called new line. This is called a new line \n, and I can just simply use it here with double quote or single quote \n, and then actually not \n. It is for new line. You need to use space. So what you can do is you can simply give space, one space here. This is you can simply do it here, and then just again add sign. And now if you print it, you can see that it's working. You just need to remove this space here because we got extra space. Now you can see that this output and this output is similar. So this is one way, or another way to fix your output. So this was about concatenation of a string. This is about concatenation of a string. Now let's just say, since I did so much work, one another way, not another way for this actually, but I would like to just define. This is my string 3 actually. I'm just using this string for our next task, which is indexing. Let me just print this first. So this is my string 3. Now, how can I get something from here using square bracket? I just pass an index number here. If I say 0, I will get I. If you want to get anything from here, you just simply pass index number here, index number of these letters, I space L O V E. You just need to pass index number, and index starts from left side, like 0. Index starts from 0, then 1 2, every even space is counted. 0 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 16 17 18. It goes from 0 to 18. So for example, if I say here 18, it will give me last letter E. But since I'm going from left side, it goes from 0 to, let's say, n. But if I go from last to this, it will go in negative way, like it is. But instead of -0, obviously there's no -0, so it starts from -1. I can get the same E. By just saying -1. And if I go from here, this is -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, -6, -7, and so on. So this is how it works here. This is the indexing thing. If you go from left, it's from 0 to plus up to something. So up to what actually? Let's just check the length of my string. So there's a method called length, len, and then you just pass my string. It will give you the length of your string, it is saying 19. Why 19? Because it is going from 0 to 18. So if I include 0th also, then my length of the string is 19. 18 plus 1, 19. So you can see that it goes from 0 to plus 18. So whenever you need to index, this is very important, guys. So whenever you need to use it, what you will say, it goes from 0 to 18 in terms of indexing. So you will just say that 0 to length -1. it goes from 0 to 18, or you can say 0 to length of my string minus 1. So when, let's say, in further sessions, when you see that I'm looping over a string, I will say 0 to length minus 1, because my length is always plus 1, because it indexing starts from 0. So whatever the length you see, you can say that when you loop over it, it will go length minus 1. So this is about indexing. Now let's say, instead of just extracting one letter from here, what if I would like to get this part, I love or data or science. So let's index like that now. How to do it? Simple. We have already used this square bracket, and this time I will say that I want from after space, I want love. So what I just need to pass proper indexing. We'll say from 2, because I want L word, and I want LOVE. So 2, 3, 4, 5. I want even 5 also. So I will just say 6, because 6 is not included here. So if I just run this, I will get the love word. So you need to just get the idea of where the index is, so that you can extract it. You can extract it. You could extract similarly by going from right to left instead of going from left to right, but then love is closer towards left, so it's better to start from left. Now you can pass this for this data, and for this, let's say I want science. So this time I will use negative indexing, because it is on the right hand side. So I will just say my string 3, and I want to extract from science. Science word has SCIENC 7. So I will just say I want from minus 7. I want all of it. So I will just, but yeah, there's another uh, term here you need to pass, which is step. You don't need to pass it here. Normally it's by default it's 1. Step is how much step you would like to go. So let's just check it here. I'm just going step by step. So you can see that I got science. So let me just tell you, like here at this. So you pass start number, stop number, where to stop, and step number. So this is start. I said I want to start from minus 7. I want to start from minus 7, which is S. And then I would like to go minus 6, minus 5, minus 4, minus 3, minus 2, minus 1. So to go from minus 7 to minus 1, you need to keep add 1, which is the step thing. By default, it's 1. I just added this like this to show you. By default, it's 1. Now let me just show you one more example. First, let me just print this so that it stay in front of me. So now let's say I want first letter, and then third letter, and then fifth letter, and then seventh, and then ninth, all odd steps I want. So I will say that I want to start from, since I said all the odds, it's not from I actually. What I said was even actually. Let's just say I want even. So I will say I want to start from 0. Even if you don't pass it, it's by default 0. Then I want every second step. Every second. I don't want to say every second step. So I will just say 2. I'm not passing any number here. You don't need to pass even number here. By default, it's 0. And by default, it's the last. I'm just saying every second. So it will give me ILV space A space CEC. That's it. So you can see that I have got this. So guys, that's how it works. That's how indexing works. I want you to just play with it. You will get all of it. So indexing is all about practice. and awareness of each thing here. This is very basic indexing, so just play with it. Start, stop, step, understand how it works. You can see more examples on Google about this. Just for refreshing, just once you practice with it, just see more examples and understand the code, how it's working. Now let's go to our another thing, which is escape sequences. So for example, let's say I have let me just take my same example here. uh, Let me just take it. uh, I'm just gonna copy this string. I'm just gonna copy this so that I can show you on it. So let me just put it in double quote. Let's just say my string. Now I'm gonna add some, let's say, backslash t here, and let's just check what happens. Mm, so hmm, let me just print it. Print my string. So you can see that here the way it's not written like this here. It's not written like this here. You can see that here I have got a big space, and then my science word is also on the next line. Why? Because this backslash n, when it's reading this string, it's reading it as like space and then new line. What if I would like to just print it as it is? If I would like to print it as it is, so what I can do is here I can simply uh, pass another backslash to read it like this as it is. Let's just run this again, and you can see that now it's reading it backslash t backslash n, because that's called escape sequence. So just to give you more idea on this, let me just come on this platform W3 schools and just click here escape sequence in Python, and just get the first option, and you can see that here these are escape sequences, escape characters to use. I used double backslash here. You can see that I used backslash, and this is also escape sequence backslash n. This is backslash t. I have used it now. So these are backslash escape sequences. For example, if you see this let me just show it to you. For example, here, let's just see this example. This is the text. Now the problem here is my string is in double quotes. You can see that. Now inside this I have this double quotes. Now my interpreter will be confused. What are you doing? What do you want me to do? For example, you can see that it's invalid syntax. It is confused where the string is starting and ending. Now to avoid this situation, what I can do is I can use backslash. I will say that escape this double string. But still, my problem will not be solved because it will escape this double quote, but not this. So I will say that escape this double quote also. Now it's not confused because I said escape this double quote, escape this double quote. Now it knows that my string is starting at this point and ending at this point. Now it will simply print this as it is. This is the beauty of escape sequence, escape characters. So guys, just take a look at it and check some more examples on Google on this. You will be very much comfortable in using this. Now we will discuss about string methods. What are string methods? So for example, I have this text already. Okay, Now if I just say txt dot, I will get handsome of options here, capitalize, case force, center, count. For example, let's say I just say capitalize, and I just run this. Using this parenthesis bracket because it's a method. Without this, it will not work. It will just say function string dot capitalize. So you need to just pass, like write this parenthesis. So you can see that what happened. There's not much difference. Why? Because it capitalized the first letter. So for example, if I say this V small, W small, and then I run this, and then I run this again, now you will see the difference. It made the first letter capital. This is the method capitalize. It always capitalize the first letter. So let me show you its documentation. String dot capitalize Python. So when you check this, so let's say I just check this link. So what it does, it returns a string where the first character is uppercase and the rest is lowercase. So it is explaining what it does, and it is showing example also. Python is fun and text dot capitalize, and then it will capitalize P here. So this is about string dot capitalize method. Let's just check more methods. Let's just say I Google string methods in Python. I'm Googling this right now so that you can understand that there are so many methods in string and what each method does. If I don't know a method, how can I Google this? So the point of Googling this is to tell you like how to even Google, how to solve a problem, you don't need to memorize all of this. There are so many methods. You cannot memorize all of it. There's so much to know, so you don't have time to memorize any of this, but you must know how to find it and work with it. So for example, we have checked the capitalize method. Now let's just say center, what it does. This is an interesting method. Returns a centered string. What does it mean? Let's say now my text is this, and I I have done this. I have created this much space, and if I print, what happens? You can see that it how how it is printing. It's not neat, And let's just say I just say text dot center. Now if I print it, okay, it takes at least one argument. So let's just check its documentation. See, I don't memorize it also. So let's just check. So print the word banana taking up the space of 20 characters with banana in the middle. Let's just see here what it is doing. Okay, so you can see that it is making it in center like this. So what's happening is, let's just say I say 0. So you can see that it printed my string like this. It actually used, what it does is it equalizes the space, So if I say here 10, it will take the 10 space. So it has already enough space, So if I remove this space right now, and let's say I remove this space, now I say text dot center. So you can see it's not taking any it's not taking any much space here right now. Let me just try with higher number. Okay, so right now it's not working. Let me check why. Mm, it takes length and character. Okay, length and character. Okay, let's just check with this. A. Okay, right now it's not working on this. It should be working on this. It's weird. Yeah, right now it's not working on this. I don't know exactly. But it's okay. Uh, okay. Let me just copy this example to show you what is happening here. It may be due to this thing we have here. Mm, it may be due to this thing we have here. Okay. Let me just try with the same string here, but this time I will just remove this. Let me just remove this double quote. Mm, now let's just check. Okay, it may be due to length of it. Then let me just check Vikings from the north. Wow. Okay, now it's working. Okay, I think it's the length also matters here. Length also matters. For example, here I have one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight. Eight length. Here, eight length. 336, 336. You can see here what's happening actually. Its length is total length. It's 20. If my string length is already 20, it will not work. If my string length is already 20. So, for example, when you saw that it didn't work here, why? Because my length was not enough. If I say here 50, it would have worked. It would have worked. Actually, I need to run this. Yeah, it would have worked like this. You can see A in the last. See, total length is 50. So you saw that how I understood center by experimenting here. And you can do the same. You don't need to memorize all of it. You just try to understand how it's working here. Think on it. So that's how we understand method. I'm not going to take all the matter, but I'm going to take some very important one. For example, ends with. So what it does is, for example, let me just copy this again, text, and let's I say print text dot ends with, and I say if it ends with north dot. So it's a true. So it gives output in boolean, I guess. See, if I check this ends with value start and value is required, which value with it ends with, and where to start. You can also pass to search in a particular section, and to pass in to pass location that I want to search this thing only in this section, and it returns a boolean value. Returns true if the string ends with the specified value. Let's just check this one more method, find, how it works. So I think it will give you the address, the location. First occurrence. It gives you first occurrence. If there are multiple occurrences, it will not tell you that. It just gives you first occurrence. And if the thing is not found, it gives you -1. So let's say I would like to check text dot find here from. Now you can see that it will give you indexing. The indexing 31st here. 31st. Let's just confirm. 1, 2. Okay, not like this. We have done indexing. So let's just check 31 from 31 to whatever it is. See, from the north. It means this is the 31st. So now let's say I say text dot find queen, and there's no queen term here, I know that, so it will give me -1, and that's what we learned here also. It returns -1 if the value is not found. So guys, this is about string methods. I highly recommend I highly recommend you to just try some more methods from here. There are so many methods, and many of them are like really useful. For example, split. Now, let me just show you this last method also. Let's say I say text dot split here. So what it will do? It will split on space. By default, it splits on space. Let me show you. If you check its documentation once, its method, it says method splits a string into a list, and separator, which is, although it's optional, by default any white space is a separator. That's the point. So you can see that this is very useful method, and there are some other methods also here, which you can see. uh, Many methods like split, strip, replace, lower, it converts a string into lowercase. Is upper, it returns true if all the characters in the string are uppercase. These Some of these methods are really like find, we have done already. Ends with count. Okay, let me just show you one more method on this. For example, let's say I would like to count how many the are in the string. Two. So you can see that I have two the in the string, and that's how it counted. That's how it counted. So you can check more methods on a string, and if you have any question regarding this, you can just comment below. I will try to reply as much as possible. And I really recommend just Google some of these resources like W3 Schools is really helpful. You can also check the original documentation of Python or Geeks for Geeks also. So guys, that's it for this session. Thank you.